Hi everyone, welcome to the Good Talk, Bad Talk podcast. We're so happy to be back. I'm hungover.
Take these glasses off.
No, I don't.
Are you actually gonna keep them on?
This is a sunglasses.
That's an
cast.
aesthetic choice.
This is an aesthetic.
Is this
choice.
the sunglass podcast?
Yeah, no, I've actually aesthetically chosen to be a total douche and
Yeah.
wear my sunglasses inside. We're so happy to be back. You guys know the drill. We each bring one good topic and one bad topic to talk about. Today should be a really fun one.
Oh, jeez. I'm excited for today,
I was
actually.
like, what did you just put in
I
there?
have my phone here.
I don't know. I had a sneaking feeling it was going to be like a picture of like a penis on there or something like that. I don't know.
That's
I'm
so on brand.
Yeah. Okay. Before we start, I have a quick exercise, or it's not really an exercise. It's kind of just like a thing I want to remind you.
Kind of like a do now.
It's like a request. Yeah, it's like a do now.
Do now. Oh, damn. All right, let's go.
Yeah, we used to get do nows in like English class or whatever. But anyway, I have a do now for you.
Okay.
It's more of like, this is something you need to. It's a task.
Okay.
Parcel out your water so that I don't have to give you mine throughout this damn podcast.
No.
What do you mean?
I
no?
drink however much I want to. I take whatever I want.
Oh, you can drink however much you want to from that cup, and then you're getting none of this.
And then I'm going to drink that as well.
None of this.
No. I will pay the iron price for that water.
The iron price. All right, so we just jump right into it?
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it.
Who is that? Philly D.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Your good
so
topic.
I'm going to start with my good topic, and it is The Sims.
My sister loves that game, bro.
I will forever say that no matter what, however many video games I play, The Sims will consistently be the most addictive game I've ever played.
The Sims is just always there for you.
Yes, and it's impossible to stop playing.
I don't know, but I think the way I play The Sims is like I'll play it for like a short period of time, like a couple of days, but I'll only play The Sims. And and then I'll just be done with it for like a couple of months, but I always come back to it.
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Is Second Life from The Office.
Second Life was an actual game, but did you not know that?
Sims is better than Second Life.
Well, yeah, I never played Second Life, so actually I can't say that.
But anyway, what I meant is it just sucks you in. What I would always end up doing in The Sims is I would always just spend like 4 hours just custom building my house. I would never use the presets they gave me. I would always buy an empty plot of land and then build the house from scratch. And what was that? Oh, there was a command, freeload, that would give you like 50,000 simoleons, and that I would always use. I would only use it because I don't like cheating. It is cheating, but I don't love cheating like when it's an actual challenge. So like what I was doing was I would use the simoleons to buy the house or to build the house, and then I would never use that command again. Yeah, because I would just like they're gonna have a bomb ass house.
That's an alright boundary to have then, I guess.
I guess it's okay. I mean, it's still cheating, right?
Yeah, but it's just a house. Personally, I always just bought. Are you okay?
I can't open it without dropping my mic.
I always liked the.
Thanks, babe.
Okay. I never liked building houses personally. I'm just like that in every game, like even in Minecraft. I don't really care about the building.
Oh, that's all I do.
Minecraft's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
I don't like building houses. Maybe it's just because I'm a not creative little bitch.
Yeah, you are just one.
Well, I like having my Sims interacting with the world. I always get 2 kids, and I name them after my friends who live in North Carolina. Isaac and Graham, shout out.
Do they even watch? Do they watch?
No, they don't.
Hey, Isaac and Graham, since you're not going to watch this, hey, fuck you, all right?
I'm going to show them this now.
For not supporting this.
But
and they don't like me, so.
I always abuse them at like when they're every time I send them to school. You know how you can change their settings, so they'll be like, "Oh, we'll take it easy today." I always make them work hard. They always get home super tired, and they're just so sad.
But then you make them. Here's the thing that I always hated about The Sims, though.
What?
When you have kids. Why do they get, like, a mountain of homework every night? It takes them, like, 4 hours to do their homework.
They don't even have time to do their projects or eat.
It's ridiculous.
It's hard to keep them on a schedule.
It's impossible.
I also always make them do the extra credit work.
Really?
Yeah.
Like an asshole.
I always make them
what
do
an
that.
asshole.
Yeah.
No, what I always thought was funny was when this never happened. I don't know if they got rid of this in Sims 4, but those little things that just like always, like if you didn't send your kid to school for like 3 days in a row, someone would come and like take your.
Was that Sims 4?
No,
I definitely remember that. Like somebody would just come and like take them.
Yeah, someone would come and steal your child. It was the same thing where it's like if you didn't pay your bills, someone would just come into your house and like take your furniture. It's like what? Wait, hold on.
What kind of world is this?
I don't know if they add this in Sims 3 or 4, but they also added burglars that like come into your house and then your Sims like get scared and you can't move them, and then the burglars just come and like take your furniture. Like I saw a clip of like a burglar came in and took this guy's hot tub. He put it in like a trash bag. Yeah.
He just took it.
Yeah. And then what did they? Yeah, it's just so funny how like. It's like kind of like real life, I guess. But it just like, doesn't work really well. There was one time when I was playing and the bus came to pick the kids up, and I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you follow the bus like on its way to school, like if you track the bus and like watch where it goes,
like with the camera, or have a sim follow it.
No, you have to have the camera follow it.
Okay,
it's too fast.
Yeah.
So when I was playing with my friend. And the bus came and picked us up, and it went to go turn around because we lived in a cul-de-sac. And they went to go turn around, and it like turned like in place and like onto our front lawn, and then like drove away. And like when you watch it, it like cuts corners. It like drives through grass. It's like, oh my god, where the fuck is this bus going? It's insane. There's so many other insane things that you can do in The Sims 2. I watched this one Sims playthrough on YouTube where I don't know. It was like when Five Nights at Freddy's was like a big thing, and the person's goal was just to lock as many people in their basement as possible. So they had like a giant basement, and they would just lock people down there and just kill them. It was so effed.
I remember.
Ew, I hate that word. It was so effed.
I remember I saw this. I didn't do this. I saw it was like a meme or something. It was this guy had trapped his sim on a bed, so he made the sim go to sleep and then put a block in front of where he would wake up and like step out, so he would just sleep forever. And then days later, he got rid of it. The sim got up, shit his pants, then died right there.
Oh my god! The best thing about The Sims is like when you play it as a kid, like you know how kids like need to get those like kids sometimes like they torture shit. Like you know when you get like a worm and you just like pull it apart as a kid, like that's fucked up. But that's
not fucked up. That's just science, bro.
Yeah, that's just science. Rip a worm in half and see what's in there,
bro. That's all.
Ooh, the gut.
I remember I did that in 5th grade. We went to the high school and we just did what do you call it? We just split open worms and looked at their insides. With the AP Bio class.
That's gross.
That was a very interesting experience. I really liked it.
That is type nasty.
That was type awesome. Anyways, let's move on.
I was gonna say, fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, it allows kids to get that, like, I want to torture things part out of them. Oh, yeah. Because when I was a kid, I would do the thing where I'd build them in, like, a 1-block room with no doors, and then just put a toilet in there, and that was it. And they just, like, they could go to the bathroom, but, like, they couldn't do anything else, and they just, like, go crazy. Or, like, you make them cook something and light the house on fire, and then you get rid of all doors and windows. And then you just watch them run around. Like, when you think about it, it's really fucked up. But, like, it allows you to get that so that we don't become serial killers when we're older.
I think that might have the opposite effect. I don't know. The human psyche is weird. Like, you could do one... Are you okay? I'll stop talking.
You just made me laugh.
Yeah.
Big choking
the human
hours.
psyche is like so fragile that I think that could either get it out of one system or just give them the thirst for more.
Or it's like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
what
like,
if I did this
what if I did that to real people?
Oh my god,
Bro.
Yeah, I could have the opposite effect. I never thought about that. I really never, because everybody does that in The Sims.
I don't think. No, I always did it where
that.
the kids had like the opportunity to like grow and become like good people, but it's just really hard for them to do that because they live in such an abusive home. Or speaking of ruining kids' lives,
this is too real.
Speaking of ruining kids' lives,
this is too
do you
real.
know if there's a way to make them not fat? Because I know specifically Isaac's character, he always ate a lot.
Didn't we play Sims?
Yeah, no,
together?
I play and you watched me.
I would just watch and I would cry.
Yeah, Isaac was always so fat. I didn't know how, because they can't go on the treadmill. I don't know.
Can't?
No, they can't. So I tried to get him on there. I guess you can't let kids do that.
Why didn't we do that when I was at school this year? Just like me watch you play The Sims, because it was fun. Those were I think it was like one of those nights where like I laughed like the most.
Yeah.
Like it was just so fucking funny.
It's always so fun to like pause and see your Sims make really stupid faces.
Yeah, because also like there was one day where I was watching where I think it was Isaac was like evil or something, and like went over to Graham's like science project and like just destroyed it for no reason.
He was so stressed out because I always make him work super hard at school, and they always do their extra credit. So Isaac has no freaking outlet. So what he did was I was like busy like having their mom make food or whatever. And while she was cooking, I look over at Graham's project. I see Isaac curb stomping it. What are you doing?
Graham was sitting next to it.
He was just watching. It was so sad.
It's so funny. I always also thought about like, how do you like code that into a game? It's like if they're frustrated and if they have a sibling and if they're working on their project, destroy it. Like what?
I think they just destroy something random, and then that was just what came up.
That's probably it.
Is there a timer on the thing, by the way?
Yeah, it's absolutely tiny though. I can't even read it. So I checked the time when we started though. So we're good.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
How far?
We're like 10 minutes in, but I also have way more to say.
Yeah, let's
like
keep going.
because so I love The Sims so much that one year. So I do this thing every year for Halloween. I dress up in costume and then I change my Twitter to just be whatever I'm dressed up as. And I think junior year.
I remember what you were. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, junior year.
The Sim.
Yeah, I was the Sim. Yeah, that's why I brought this up. Yeah,
yeah,
I was the Sim. I was just remembering if it was junior year or senior.
Yeah, it was
junior year. I was a Sim.
Senior year, you were Bob Ross.
Yeah, I was Bob Ross.
That was a fun day.
They were all fun days. But junior year I was a Sim, so I changed my whole Twitter to just say my name was just The Sim, and then the whole day I only tweeted in Simlish. So I learned a couple of phrases.
Yeah.
I'd like to share them with you now.
Okay.
My favorite phrase, of course, I told it to you. I think I said it 40 times that day.
Dag?
No.
No?
Dag dag is goodbye.
Yeah.
Sul sul is hello.
Which one?
Sul sul.
Sul
That's the
sul.
one they say when you open the game. It's like, sul sul. You know that one? That's hello.
Yeah.
But my favorite one, I don't even remember what it means, was booba snot. It was so funny. Hold on. Hold my mic. Talk about this for a second. I'm looking up the website that
Okay. Let me think. I'm trying to think of like some stories I've had on Sims. Oh, I remember one time because I like to make the character that I play as on The Sims based after me, but like an adult version because I'm not an adult. One time he went to the gym. He was also super tired because it was after work. I'm not sure if you were watching, but he was super tired, and I brought him to like the locker room to change. And mid change, he was naked, and he got so exhausted he fell asleep, and then he was just laying naked in a locker room. In a gym.
Oh my god.
That was a low point for him. That was a low point.
That's like traumatizing.
And I just sent him home.
You traumatized your kids in that game.
No, that wasn't his kid. That was just my character. None of the kids were there.
Yeah, but he's gonna live with that for the rest of his life for sure.
And then, I don't know why. I guess he was like, I'm gonna take a dip in the pool, and he was fully nude. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was not a good day for him.
I have the phrases here. I'd just like to read some of them off.
Okay.
Chugawaga choo choo means something is in my way. Yes, here's one that I love too. Blursh, meshlu blursh is excuse me, get out of the way. There's some boring ones. Where's Boobasnot? Boobasnot isn't here.
Look up Boobasnot.
Boobasnot Simlish?
Yeah, try that. I remember one time I think I had a female child, and I sent her to the park, and a lot of grown men were talking to her, and I just sent her away because that's fucking weird as hell.
This is the website I remember. This is the one I use. Boobasnot means I don't like you.
Wait, where is that, Casey?
Right here. Boobasnot means I don't like you.
Boob and snot.
Depwa spawny wash depla blah means you, yes you, go away.
Go away, bro. How do you come up with this stuff?
I don't know. You are looking good is Ellie Canto. You know when they flirt, when you have them flirt and they're like, Ellie Canto. Yeah. I wanna look up really quick. Tell one more story. I'm gonna look up how they come up with the Simlish language.
Go ahead. I remember one time this wasn't one time. This was a common occurrence. My kids would sometimes be starving, or they'd just come home from school and they're like so just depressed, and I just have my Sims in the my Sim and his wife in the kitchen just flirting, and then I just send them over to go woohoo. Woohoo was a lot of fun in that game. I loved watching that. I'm kidding.
Fucked. It would always be under the covers. It's nothing. So it just says it's based off English because it repeats a lot of phrases and the like.
How?
I guess they just did like this. Like you could just come up with like at the top of your head, Hooba Noobie. Like that's just like
so they're just like doing stupid
random
gibberish.
shit. Okay. Yeah, Hooba Noobie means
it's random
what's
XD.
Up. Wait, what?
Random XD.
We bow means I do. Oh, it means I do when they're proposing. So if somebody proposes and they say we bow, it means like I do.
We bow.
We bow. Shoe flea means there's a problem. I don't know. This one's so specific. Bourbon nerbs means broken glass. I don't know what context they would use that in. Joom means zoom. Nishka means no.
What occupation did you have your Sim be?
I would always do writer.
That's lame.
Yeah, but they got to work from home.
I had my character was a video game developer or something. No, he's a pro gamer. And whenever he'd get home, I'd always have him stream. He got like $2 every night.
Wait,
but,
Fazli, do you want to know how to say green iguanas flying in the sky in Simlish?
What?
It's green iguanas flying in the sky. In Simlish is green iguanas flying in the sky, according to this website.
Oh, is that you? Is that fluing?
Fluing, that's probably a typo.
Green iguanas fluing.
Listen, just like as a reference, this website doesn't exactly look reliable, but this is the one I use.
What is this website?
It's learnsimlish.blogspot.com.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Garnar Frash means damn. Whoa, this one's so long.
What?
Harva Sol Labaga along with Hava So Long Mug. Hey means hey, party at my house. This one is hey, you ball of sacks means absolutely no idea. There's no way. That person definitely just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Wait, there was one that says, Belinda McCoy means hello cutie or nice chick. Big sexist hours.
I remember.
Yeah, but that's one of the ones they'd be like, Belinda McCoy.
I remember my kids would always be peer pressured by their frimes to skip school.
Yeah,
I would always have them say no, and they never had any friends. They would still get invited to their houses
just to like do homework, and you would say no.
They would just say, "Hey, you want to hang out?" And sometimes I'd send them, and I'd always have them do really mean things at their house. You could always have them do like mean tricks, like the buzzer when you do a handshake and they get shocked.
You are like a
terrible
parent.
Yeah, they
like
were
an awful.
No
parent.
one liked them.
Nobody liked them.
I remember one of the people that would always ask them to come over was this guy. He was like an adult. Do you remember
him.
Yeah.
He was like
hey,
a
Graham,
man.
Want to come over?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he was a pedophile.
Yeah.
For sure. There was a pedophile living on your block.
He 100% wanted to diddle
You heard it here first. Sims 4 programmed a pedophile into their game.
So Sims 4 is basically pro-pedophile.
You know
Sims
what?
4 is canceled.
You know what? If they want to be a member of the LGBTQ community, sure.
I
Just kidding. Get out.
I'm not sure if we have a lot of time.
Yeah, we talked about this ad
I want to say
nauseum.
one more thing. It's a problem with... oh, there's a timer right there. It's at the bottom. See? 19 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
This
So,
is going to be such a long podcast.
but just one problem that I have with Sims.
Yeah.
It's an EA... It's EA, right?
Yeah, it's EA.
And that means there's lots of DLC.
Yeah.
And if you want to get them all, that costs a lot of money.
The biggest problem
That's
I had,
whack.
yeah, the biggest problem I had with the DLC, I didn't care about like the going to space DLC. I didn't care about the
There's
extra
a going to
jobs.
space? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I didn't care about the extra jobs DLC. The only DLC that I wanted so bad, pets. Why isn't that in the base game? Literally, it's
Because they know you're gonna buy it.
But it simulates real life, and there's no dogs anywhere. Nobody owns one. There's no cats.
Yeah, you
there's
gotta
no
buy a
birds.
dog, bro.
It's fucked. You know what else sucks about The Sims?
What?
The free play one that they sold on the phone was garbage.
Oh, don't hurt my phone.
They gave you a dog to start out with, and I was like, dope, this game's gonna rock. Half of it is pay to play. The mobile one is awful. Yeah.
I never got the. I didn't even know there was a mobile one.
You want to hear
Oh,
something?
my phone's low. I gotta get a charger. But
Okay, you want to hear something really bad I did? So when I was, you could just walk right in front of the camera. That's cool. So when I was 14, I was obsessed with The Sims. And I wanted it so bad on my phone, and The Sims free play was just not doing it for me. So I bought for $5 the Sims 3 app on my phone. And guess what? I played the shit out of it, and I loved it.
Oh, sorry. I'll say don't allow.
Yeah, that was the most recent one.
Still pay to play? It had to have been, right?
It was not.
No?
Because it was...
Everything was unlocked? That's just my iPhone.
Yeah, everything was unlocked because it was not... It was old. Like, came out in, like, 2007. Can you shut up? My computer keeps making noises. I know you guys can't hear it, but I'm pissed. It was not pay to play in any way.
That's
and
good.
it was great. And I love The Sims. And you know what? If you can't pay it, steal it. Am I right, ladies? That's a good place to end it on.
Yeah.
Why don't you head to your good topic?
Now, my good topic, which I expect a kind of lively debate for. I don't know how much experience
It's not going to be too lively. I don't have a passion
in
against
this
it.
pantheon.
Yeah.
But Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I grew up playing Sonic the Hedgehog, so it is very close to me. I hold it very dear to my heart. We can discuss pretty much anything Sonic related. So we can discuss the movie, the games, the anime.
The movie. You know
Oh
it got
my
delayed to
God.
2020, right?
Yeah, I sent you that, didn't
Yeah,
I?
and you were super
Yeah.
upset about it.
Yeah.
But, like, why are you upset about it? If you care about Sonic, don't you want the Sonic to
but
look
I
like
just
Sonic?
want to see
and
this
not like
movie.
a fucking monster?
I just want to see them.
He
I
looked
don't-
like
I
an
hope
absolute disaster.
I kind of hope they make him look worse. You know, just
Listen.
I want the developers to
What I really-
animators to
yeah.
release like a picture of him, and be like, all right, we fixed him, and he's like
And it's
purple or
even
some
worse.
shit.
Yeah. What I really want them to do is them to like whatever fix him, release the movie, and then release the original movie. And we just watch it,
Oh,
but
yeah,
with
they should
Sonic
release
looking
both.
like an absolute monster. Because I would love to see that. I honestly would.
I really want to see Jim Carrey as Eggman.
I
Why didn't they
honestly-
make him fat?
I honestly have no interest in anything in that movie. And you know why? Do you know why? One, because I didn't grow up with Sonic.
Yeah.
Sure.
What did you? Grow
But
up
two,
with?
because I grew up with Little Big Planet was my big video
Was
game.
Mario a big part
No,
of
because
your...
I never had Nintendo products.
Oh.
I was only PS3.
Oh, yeah, that's
My dad
right.
used to work for Sony, so I was not allowed to have any Nintendo products.
Was that company policy or was that just your dad?
No, it was my dad.
Oh, okay.
It was my dad.
Well, I mean, hey, good for him for staying loyal.
Yeah, sure, but I had Little Big Planet. That's a great game for kids, and I was fine with that.
Yeah.
I did have a little bit of Sonic because they did make some
Yeah,
Sonic
there's
games
Sonic
for
games on PlayStation.
for PS3. They were bad, and that's fine.
Which ones?
I'll
did
talk
you
about
play?
them later.
Okay, all right.
I'll talk about them later. But the reason why I have no interest in the Sonic movie is because Sonic, while originally it was probably an amazing game and has made some great games that people remember so fondly, has also been absolutely it's basically been abused by the industry. He has been abused. There's a TV show, the movie now, which is probably it's good. Even though they fixed Sonic,
Two
the
TV shows. One of them's an
Yeah,
anime,
yeah.
which is long gone. Sonic X.
I don't. Ugh.
Yeah, it's Sonic X.
But even so, so they had two TV shows. They have this movie, which even if they fix Sonic, it's still gonna be a bad movie.
Yeah, video game movies are like never good.
Never good.
Assassin's Creed apparently was horrible.
A billion video games from him, and most of them were bad.
Not most of them.
Or some of them were bad, really bad, like really like the
no.
Worst video
the games are either
time.
really good or really bad.
Yes,
I stand by that.
But like the worst video games of all time they've made. Sonic 06 is one of the worst games of all time.
As a kid, as much as bad as that game was, it was still like fun because I was 6. It was 2006. I was 6 years old.
How much fun did you have waiting 30 minutes for the loading screens to be
I
over?
didn't really have a loading screen problem. And that's why, like, when I grew up and I saw on the internet everyone hates Sonic 06, I only remembered it in my 6-year-old mind. So I didn't really see the problem with it, and then I saw people pointing out all these problems. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Sonic 06 does have problems, but there's also games that are really, really good, like the Sonic Adventure games, which are pretty much like
I've heard only good things about them.
Yeah, they're one of the best like 3D Sonic games. 2D Sonic games, you can always bet that they're going to be amazing.
Because they're older.
Not even that they're old.
They're older. It was when it was in its infancy, right? So it wasn't done to death yet. They weren't running out of ideas and didn't make shit like Sonic Unleashed.
Well, no, that's not the reason that Sonic 3D games are bad. They're just bad because they're just not well made.
It's not like ideas.
It's not like, well, no.
Because you can't keep...
I think they just went in interesting directions, questionable directions, but I don't think they ran out of ideas per se.
They made Sonic a werewolf. What do you mean they're not out of ideas?
That's just creativity.
It's just bad.
Kanye said never to apologize for your creative choices.
Oh, God. Listen, Sonic Unleashed was the only pure Sonic game I had, and it was awful. I never finished it as a kid. I was like, fuck this, I'm going to go back to Little Big Planet. It's like the best game ever. And then I also had... Sega Superstars Tennis, which I did enjoy because I did get it when I was like 6, which I'm sure it was fine. Yeah. It was just a game of tennis with Sega characters.
Yeah.
And Sonic was in it. I never played as him. I always played as Tails.
Tails is an excellent character. I love
yeah,
Tails.
So keep going though.
But I'm saying pretty much I haven't played every Sonic game because there's a lot. I have played a lot of them, I think. From what I've seen, pretty much every 2D Sonic game is great. The first one, second one, Sonic and Knuckles is amazing. What is it? Sonic... I have not played Sonic Mania. That's they're one of their newest ones. That was because they listened to the fans. Like, everyone wants a 2D Sonic game. So they're like, all right, we'll make one. They made Sonic Mania. Everyone loved it. Have you seen my water bottle? It looks kind of like that. But it's glass, and it has this Sonic characters on it. It's really cool. What do you call? I stand by that. I stand by Sonic. And one thing that Sonic games always get right is their soundtracks. They're pretty good. The soundtracks are always amazing. Like, if you've ever played Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, the two people that are watching this podcast right now.
Hey, we get a decent amount of views.
Yeah, we get good views.
Yeah.
The 3 people.
It's like it was over 70.
If you've ever played Sonic Adventure 2, Metal Harbor, City Escape, you know that song, right?
Yeah, I know City Escape.
Oh my god! The songs are always amazing.
Soundtrack masterpieces.
One a 3D Sonic game that even as a kid I knew was bad was Sonic R. It was a racing game meant to be a competitor with Mario Kart, but they weren't in carts. They were just running. And it wasn't good at all.
They were just running.
But the songs were fire. Can You Feel the Sunshine? Great song.
Oh, Can You Feel the Sunshine?
Yeah, that song's from Sonic R.
That one. Yeah, I like that.
Living in the City is a great song.
Living in the City is less so, but I do enjoy it. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Can you tell me what's so great about Sonic Adventure 2?
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, because I've never...
A lot of people love the first one. I never played it that much. I always just, preferred Sonic Adventure 2 more. Part of it is just because that was, my childhood, you know? Yeah. I grew up, that... Whenever I'd get home from school, I'd go on the GameCube and just put in that game, and I'd always go on a Chow Garden. You know Chow's, right?
No.
You don't know what a Chow is? Look it up right now.
I don't know what a Chow is.
Look up Chow Garden Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay.
So SA2B, you'll find that. Chow Garden. Oh, it's AO. It's AO. So chows are little cherub angels or devils, however you raise them. They are You see?
Oh,
yeah, they're so cute! I love them. So you could find like a key in a stage in like a little blue box that had like the outline of a Chow on it. And that would take you to the Chow Garden. And then, hold on, let's see, keep going. Okay, so where you see there, that's the Hero Garden. So if you raise a Chow with only hero characters, so like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, if you raise them with those characters, they will evolve and they become angels. So instead of like that little dot they have on their head, that little
halo.
Yeah, it becomes a halo.
Yep.
Or if you raise them with only dark characters, so Shadow, Rouge, Eggman, you'll unlock another Chow Garden, and it's hell basically. There's like a pool of blood, bro. There's like wilted trees. There's like creepy music that plays. It's a lot of fun. It was just fun.
Why would you want that?
I always wanted to freaking. And if you like give them like specific, what were they called? I can't remember what they were called, but they were like these little gem things, I guess. If you give them to the Chow, they like raise their stats. They have stats.
Oh.
Flying, running, swimming, power, stuff like that. And if you'd like keep them on one specific track, so if I made them only if I gave them only like speed gems, I guess, they would start to get like Sonic spikes in their hair.
Oh, okay.
It was really cool. That was like probably my favorite part about the game.
Yeah.
But the levels were fun. I played through City Escape like over 500 times. That's not even an exaggeration. Because it records for you. It tells you you've played this 627 times.
Oh, that's dark.
Yeah.
Those games that record like when you play something over and over again, because they know. They know how addictive it is.
There was just a lot of stuff to do with that game, but yeah.
You know what is next level about Sonic that I have been able to look at, not participate in?
What?
Sonic memes. Yeah. You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Oh my god.
Because if so, I have one right here.
That with freaking Obama.
With Obama.
Bro. You mean the
Chaos Emeralds. What were some of the other ones? Those lines that they said, weren't there like, was it like Shadow and like Sonic were like
I found you, faker.
Yeah.
Faker. I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my fake. And then while Shadow is still talking, the sound editing for this game was horrible. So Sonic would say something while his line of dialogue wasn't even done. So Sonic would say, "I'll make you eat those words," while Shadow was still talking.
So he'd be like, "Faker, you're the faker, and
I'll make you eat those words."
Wait, hold on, you do it because you know the lines. I'll do it.
All right, Faker, I think you're the.
I'll make you eat those words. Yeah. That's so funny.
That's pretty much it.
That's so bad.
Yeah. It was I always skip the cutscenes. First of all, the volume. Like, the music was so high, I couldn't even hear the dialogue.
Well, they know. I mean, like, it's impossible to tell. Like, you put out that final product, and you see, you're like, dialogue is awful. But you know what? The music is on fire. So let's just blast that and see if they just, like, can't hear what they're saying. Put some closed captions. Yeah, put some closed captions. And you won't really need to hear what they're saying, so you don't have to hear the voice actors that we paid about $15 to get.
The animation in the cutscenes was also really stupid. There was like
when did this one game come out?
When did Sonic Adventure 2 come? I don't know. I just remember being born and that game was like there.
Okay, because
I don't remember that game coming out.
Okay, so it's like if it's like early 3D animation, the funniest part about early 3D animation is the joints when they like say it's their arm and they bend their arm. This becomes like a point.
Yeah, you see like a shape.
And then you see like this becomes thinner. It's so wonky.
3D animation back then was a mess.
Yeah, it's the same thing in Spyro. The game
Spyro!
It's the same thing in Spyro. Where the animation is just so odd. Where you're like, what is this?
Speaking of old 3D games, did you ever play Tak and the Power of Juju?
I've never even heard of that.
You've never heard of Tak and the Power of Juju?
Absolutely
That was the weirdest game in the fucking world, bro. The second one, you know how like whenever they make like a sequel, they always make it 2 players because 2.
Yeah, 2.
I always played that game with my brother. Don't remember what it was called, but that game was a lot of fun. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say about Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic is an interesting thing because
Sonic has its ups and downs.
Yeah, because the thing is it was once like they would just churn out like good game after good game after good game, and then they churned out bad game.
Did you ever play Sonic and the Secret Rings? They always put Sonic in really weird scenarios. In the Secret Rings, he was like
in Sonic 06, he had a human girlfriend. That was so
weird as hell. He freaking kissed the princess. That was weird. Do you remember that?
Hell yeah, I do.
Yeah. And then he became Super Sonic because he had all the Chaos Emeralds. But anyways, in Sonic and the Secret Rings, instead of the 7 Chaos Emeralds, there's 7 rings. Mm-hmm. And in that one, he became... It was a setting of like 1001 Arabian Nights. It was really like Saudi... Or not... Like Arabian tales. Like they'd be freaking fighting like Islamic beasts, monsters, devils, shit like that. There was another one where he was in Camelot. And Shadow was Sir Lancelot. Mm-hmm. And he had like a sword and everything. They fight with fucking swords. Sonic games are really weird.
I do have to say about that voice acting, it's probably on the same level that Heavy Rain voice acting is at. And Heavy Rain is revered as one of the greatest games of all time. Which is
true?
Beyond me. It was. People have re-reviewed it and been like, oh, this is not as good as I remember.
It's not as good.
It was probably really good for 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like lines like, wait for me, wait for your dad, son. Like lines like that.
Jason! Press X to Jason.
Shit like that. I would love to talk about Heavy Rain on another episode of this podcast because that game is, let me tell you, a game. But like, let's move on.
Yeah.
So okay,
the main event.
Okay. So we decided today that we would share a bad topic
because we have a lot of stuff to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to open the IP page while you're talking.
Yes, and I don't want this podcast to be 4 hours long of us just talking about this. And our bad topic is at the same time 1, 2, 3. Game of Thrones season 8. Oh my god!
What a shit show! I'm so disappointed!
We're both very disappointed.
I'm sad is what I am.
Yeah, I know you're very sad about it.
When I was at work, I was talking to my coworker, and I told her, because she knows I watch Game of Thrones, and every week she asks me, how was the new episode? And I'd say, oh my god, every second I watch one of these new episodes is like another knife to my heart. And then another coworker walked by, and she's like, another knife in your heart? That's dramatic. I was like,
that's what I always say to you. But like, if you really love a TV show, to watch its final season kind of get like butchered like this, it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. Here's what I will say. Let's do it episode by episode.
Hold on.
So let's start with the premiere.
First, do you know what the rating is of the last episode?
4.3. It's a 4.3 on IMDb. So listen, like I've said many times before, I'm an IMDb junkie. I know all the ratings for season 8. I've memorized them. Mm-hmm. It's 7.7, 8.0, 7.6, 5.6, 6.2, 4.3.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got them all.
Yeah, because I look at them so often because they just drop lower and lower. Here's what I will say.
All right, we'll talk.
Yeah, let's start with the premiere.
Winterfell.
When I watched the premiere, I was like, good. I was like, that was good.
I don't think it was good. I
thought it was underwhelming because not much happened, but I did think that was pretty good.
It was a filler episode. It was good for what I expected the season to be. As if you've seen episode 1 of this podcast, you know my feelings about season 7. And so I saw the cracks starting to form. I knew this upcoming season was not going to be good. I think based on my expectations, this episode was all right.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Second episode, A
Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
I actually enjoyed this episode. You told me you liked this one.
It was all right for season 8. It's not a good episode generally at all.
I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this episode. I will say, I thought it was good.
No,
I thought it was a good episode.
Wrong. Change your opinion.
I thought the interaction between Sansa and Dany was great. That really weird, tense conversation.
Nowhere a little
Not
bit.
really, because Sansa was hostile towards her until she got...
I understand Sansa being hostile towards women who are in positions of power because she's been with Cersei for so long.
Yeah.
But there needs to be like a little bit more build up to that.
Yeah.
A lot of the problems I have with season 7 and 8 could have been fixed if they had 10 episodes.
Well, here's what I will say,
the
though.
pacing is so off, it's unbelievable.
I really want to say something.
Okay.
That season 7 and 8. Season 7 is not as good as original Game of Thrones.
Definitely not.
But
It's horrible.
I think lumping it in with season, because season 8 is like another level bad. Like season 7 is better than season 8 for sure. For sure. Because here's what I will say about season 7.
Okay.
There were less left field, out of character moments. There were some because the writing weakened.
No.
But season 8 had so many more. The switch that some characters went through in season 8 is insane compared to anything that was written in
Like
season
Jamie.
7. Yeah, like Jamie, like Danny, like Grey Worm, all of them.
Let me say something about Jamie. I think it makes sense to do a failed redemption arc. That makes sense
just wasn't
in terms
done
of a
well.
story.
Yeah.
Like someone's like trying to be good, but they just can't do it in the end.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they said in one of the the inside the Game of Thrones thing. They did that in one of the episodes when Jamie left.
Yeah.
To go be with Cersei. They said, I think it was David Benioff. He said, Jamie's addicted to Cersei, which is not what we've seen. He literally left her at the end of season 7,
and he's been trash talking her for a really long time.
Yeah. He's obviously not a fan of her, and then for him to just go there like that, it makes sense for him to go there, but not in the context of what they've done with this season.
Yeah, especially since he just started
build up to it,
and he literally just started something with Brienne.
Yeah,
which makes even less sense.
It does not make sense.
Yeah,
at all.
It doesn't make sense at all. Let's stop doing it episode by episode. We could just talk about the season as a whole.
Yeah.
I will say. Oh, do you want to talk about episode 3 though? Because this is a landmark.
I was gonna say something. One scene that I didn't like in episode 2 was Brienne being knighted.
Why didn't you like that?
I hate Brienne.
Okay, well, you're
Brienne's
biased.
a stupid bitch!
Yeah, okay, he's biased because Stannis is an idiot and Stop! Okay, so Stannis was the worst character of all time.
Wrong!
And okay, anyway, Stannis got killed by Brienne, and Fazli has hated Brienne ever since, and never gave her a second
I've never
chance.
really liked her that much anyway.
Because of also the Hound thing, and everybody was like, she beat the Hound!
I hate people who think... I've probably said this before, I'm gonna say it again. I hate people who think that Brienne is a better fighter than the Hound because she beat him during that fight.
He was injured and sick.
To get Arya. Because he, if you remember, had been bitten in the neck by those peasants or whatever the hell those guys were. They might have been deserters. I don't know what they were. Bandits, I think they were. And so Arya pointed out, like, oh, you're walking a lot slower. Because his wounds got infected because Arya couldn't burn it because she wouldn't let him because he's afraid of fire.
Yeah.
So, and then for him to fight her, he's not going to be at his peak level. So, of course, she's going to win. But anyways, I did not like her being knighted.
Episode 3 was the long night.
Oh, it's not long. It's one episode.
Yeah, it should have
been
the
one episode night.
It should have been multiple episodes.
It should have been a
more
multi-season thing.
Yeah, also more main characters needed to die. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, what an idiotic choice.
There are a couple times like when Jamie and Brienne were on the bridge and they were fucking getting swarmed.
It literally makes no sense how everyone lived.
There was no way they survived.
One thing that made no sense was when Daenerys was on Drogon, and then all of the whites started piling on Drogon. Daenerys fell off. Drogon flew away. She was completely defenseless.
She has the thickest plot armor.
What?
Oh my god, she has the thickest plot armor.
We gotta cut that out. We don't have to.
I'm not gonna cut
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
I'm not gonna scrub through this footage to cut that out. But I will say,
her
not only them,
armor is dummy thick.
Even worse than Jamie and Brienne on that tower or whatever that thing is called.
I think they were just in the on the wall. I guess.
Is Sam,
who
has almost no fighting skill.
He was just sitting there having a panic attack. And I'm not saying, like, he's a baby for doing that. But I'm saying, how did he not get killed?
How did Ed get killed and not him?
Ed! Oh, I forgot!
Yeah, how did Ed
that was sad. That
right
hurt.
Next to him.
Yeah, because Ed saved him.
Yeah, that was sad. And, like, they killed, 4 or 5 characters? But
they
not
killed
enough.
Ed, Jorah, Beric Dondarrion, Melisandre, what's her name?
Lyanna.
Yeah. Lyanna.
And listen, like...
That's it.
There's
probably a couple more.
They were good deaths, but they're all supporting characters.
No one was a main character.
Nobody was main. Yeah, nobody that got killed was a main character. Especially Ed. Ed was so small of a character.
Ed was...
Well, I like Ed, but he was a small character.
Yeah, no, he did not have a huge impact on the story.
The best death was Leanna's. Leanna had a great
death. That was
a cool death. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool, and I was like... And at that point in the episode, I was enjoying myself. When the episode ended, I was like, oh, is that it?
So that's the end of the long night. This thing has been built up ever since the first scene of the first episode.
Yeah, I was like, are we done? Really? He's gone?
This guy's already gone. Also hate the choice that Arya was made to be.
I don't hate it.
I hate it. It makes no sense.
I really wanted it to be Jon. I really wanted it to be Jon. Because they had been building up for it to be Jon for a really long time. He was the first person, basically, to, like, when the White Walker swung his sword at him and he blocked it, and, like, there was a moment where
he was
it's
not
like...
the first person to kill a White Walker.
Or not the first
person
to kill... Yeah,
Sam the Slayer.
Yeah, but not the first person to kill a White Walker, but the first person, like... When a White Walker swung
to figure out the Valyrian steel?
Yeah. And, like, everyone was, like, there's a moment where it's, like, this is the first time, like, nobody ever,
it got, like, quiet. The swords were, like, ringing, like, and he's like, huh? And the White Walker also got a little confused. He's like, what the fuck? And then Jon just cut him down. Yeah. That was a cool scene.
And it should have been important.
And I would have liked to see Jon literally just go toe-to-toe with the Night King.
It almost happened. We were very close.
I mean... Let me say, it does make sense that Jon didn't go toe-to-toe with him, because Night King is not someone who's honorable. He only cares about conquering Westeros. He doesn't care if, like, about his honor.
That's true.
So, it makes sense that Jon wasn't the, Azor Ahai,
True.
But it doesn't make sense that Arya was, especially since they continuously built up this prophecy about Azor Ahai, the prince or princess that was promised. I don't see how Arya fulfills that prophecy. No one addressed it.
They addressed it that episode with Beric, and that was the only time they ever did it.
The only thing that was addressed about the Lord of Light in that episode was basically freaking Beric dying, and we realized, his purpose was to save Arya so she could kill the Night King. But how is she Azor Ahai? I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I also haven't seen any convincing arguments for her.
Yeah. It just also, like, was so quick. There was no battle!
I didn't even think her killing him was that cool. Or, no, it wasn't that good.
It was cool.
It was cool, not good.
It wasn't
First of all, where did she get the momentum for that huge-ass jump?
Yeah, where was she?
How did no White Walker see her? The Night King was literally surrounded by his army when they got to the God's Wood. They surrounded Bran. How did Arya just get through them without no one noticing?
Mm-hmm. Bran's a dickhead, by the way.
Bran might be evil. We could talk about that later.
Yeah, he is evil. Well, there's a list of points, though, that I would like to bring up.
About episode 3?
No.
Okay. Just about the show?
But about the show in general, because 4, 5, and 6 are so shitty that we would talk about each of them for at least 10 minutes.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
These episodes.
So there's a list of things that
are we on episode 4 now?
Yeah.
The Last of the Starks.
Sure, but we're just going to keep going forward.
Yeah.
That was the first half of the season. Now it's second half
on the
of the
second
season,
half.
which is even worse.
Yeah.
What a lot of people brought up is a list of points of things that ended up not mattering ever.
Jon being a
Targaryen is the biggest one.
Doesn't matter. Arya having the faces. She never used those.
Yeah.
There was one time, it was in the last episode, I thought she was using it.
You thought she was Jon, right?
No, I did not think she was Jon. Remember when Jon was going to see Tyrion? He was in that, like, room being kept by the, like, prisoner by the Unsullied?
Yeah.
Remember he was being followed by an Unsullied guy?
Yeah,
I thought that was Arya. That would have been cool. And it would have made sense, and it would have been cool because it would have actually allowed her to use these abilities that she learned.
Okay.
But she didn't.
Yeah. She never did, and it was really disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to play devil's advocate for a little bit here.
Okay, go ahead.
Just for a little bit.
So, you want to lose, is what you're saying.
Okay, so the last episode has a 4.3, and I would just like to say to Game of Thrones fans, and I genuinely believe this, that's a little dramatic.
No.
4.3?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Because let me tell you something.
No.
4.3 means it was unwatchable.
Yeah.
No.
That's unwatchable.
Here's the thing about it. Everything besides the writing was amazing. You can't take off 6 fucking stars just because the writing was bad. You should take off a great deal because the writing accounts for a lot of it, sure. But the cinematography, the acting, the
pretty much anything that wasn't writing.
Anything that wasn't the writing was amazing. So the fact that you take off, like, 4.3 implies it was shitty writing, but also cobbled together and made shittily.
I guess it's a good point.
Yes.
But writing is such a big part of this show. I get it.
I get it. But I also firmly believe it should have been a 6. And also firmly believe that this happens a lot with fans who are really passionate about shows. This happens all the times with Star Wars. This happens all the time with the new Harry Potter franchise is getting the same kind of flack, where people are so dedicated to it that they end up being a little bit more
overly critical.
They're being overly critical. I saw one point today that I was like, now that's just a little ridiculous on r/free folk. Now I love r/free folk. Those guys are fucking hilarious.
Those guys are really funny.
But sometimes they'll post things and they're picking things out that I'm like,
do you remember anything?
Ugh, I can't
even
remember.
Free folks,
I literally can't even remember.
Were you like scrolling through new, or was it like the hot ones?
It was hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But I saw it and I was like, see, that's so dramatic. And now you're being just picky and overly critical, and you're being mean to the episode for the sake of being rude to the episode.
I think I can't find. You can look through. Yeah. I think a lot of the criticism is deserved. Also, that's gonna go black soon. You might want to. It's
deserved, sure, because it wasn't good. I'm not saying it was good, but it's.
I mean, all the points they're making are right. Like there's not a lot of stuff I've seen there that's wrong necessarily.
Yes.
Obviously, there's some stuff I disagree with.
Okay, so it's a picture of Arya, and she's saying, a girl is Arya Stark of Winterfell, and I'm going home. And then they show a picture of her ending, sailing away from home. This one, I don't think is valid, because at the time, she hadn't been home in years. So of course she wants to go home at that time. She had been home, and I think Arya's ending, sure, made sense, right?
Kind of.
Yeah, made sense. This criticism is one where I was like, you're picking. I was like, you're looking for things to... First of all, Free Folk is running out of things to criticize because everybody's already said all the bad things about it. And so things like this show up, and it still gets 7,000 likes, where it's like, this is picky. I don't think that's valid.
I mean, I kind of see where they're coming from in this. And let me tell you why. Because... the only hint that we've got of Arya wanting to go west was her asking, what's west of Westeros? And it was never brought up again. Lady, can I get some more of your thoughts here?
But still, I think that this claim that she wanted to go home, this was said in probably, season 5?
Season 5.
Yeah. And now it's...
No, 6.
6? Still.
Wait. Yeah, that's season 6.
6. Still.
That's 2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago.
That's not so long.
But she'd been home for a while.
I mean, you also got to realize season 7 and 8
they're portraying it like she went home and then left immediately.
I mean, it's kind of true.
No, it's not, though.
Kind of is.
Because she had been home and she fought for Winterfell. So now she wants to go explore other things. I don't think that's a valid
point. This is a criticism towards the pacing of the show.
Yeah, the pacing was fucked.
I think you're right in the actual timeline sense, because season 7 is so greatly compacted, because even though it takes place over months because of travel time, all that stuff. But to the viewer, it feels like a really short amount of time. 7 episodes in season 7, and then 6.
Why didn't they just ask
in
for
season
10?
8? No,
why didn't they just take the 10? Yeah, they offered.
They were offered 10, but they said, "Nah, I want that Star Wars money."
They're dickheads.
Dickheads!
Yeah, they are.
I hate David Benioff and DB Weiss.
I don't hate them.
I hate them.
Well, because they brought the show to television in the first place.
They could have chosen someone better, maybe. What do you call? I like Daenerys going Mad Queen. I don't
Too
like
fast.
how it was done. Yes.
And that's why
Daenerys going Mad Queen always made sense. She was always a dickhead in Essos.
Yeah.
I remember I saw a post. It was it might have been a video essay on YouTube. I remember someone saying something. Daenerys has always been like this. Yeah. It's just that no one cared back in Essos because they were not white, and in Westeros they are white, so everyone sees it differently. I don't know about that. There might be something there. I'm not someone who's faced a lot of racism, so I wouldn't know.
She's always been like this.
But she has always been bloodthirsty.
Bloodthirsty and like revenge hungry, but
Yes.
never to the point where she would destroy a full city of innocents. Because here's the thing. Daenerys as Mad Queen, makes a whole lot of sense. And I honestly like that, really, as a result.
Her going Mad Queen?
Yeah, but it just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah, she was like fine, and then the bell started ringing, and she was like, she got like twitchy.
Yeah, her eyes did that. She had the crazy eyes. She was like...
Great acting.
Yes, I would like to.
I
would like to commend
I'm
Emilia
in love
Clarke.
with you.
Yeah, well,
What?
I would like to.
What did I say?
I would like to commend Emilia Clarke because she's really done a fantastic job.
She did a great job.
She really did. And if that change was slow, she would have been nominated for countless awards.
That would have been really great.
It would have been, and I think her performance is still award worthy.
But the writing was just horrible.
Just too fast. It was too fast, and like. So she's always been that way. But the way it's been has been like more subtle. And they needed to do a transition from subtle to in your face.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do any transition. It was just subtle, and then I killed the whole city of innocents.
I mean, we've always seen her be bloodthirsty. Like, whenever she was wronged, she'd kill them.
Yeah. I saw one thing on Twitter.
And she liked it. She liked killing people. Unlike Jon, Jon is a great king because even when he was killed by his fellow Night's Watchman, by Ollie, he was still really so sad about it.
Yeah. Do you remember in Book of the Stranger with the Dothraki when she like locked them in that place and then burned it down?
Book of the Stranger. What episode? What season is this?
This is season 6.
Look at the Stranger. Oh, with the when they were at Vias Dothraki.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
So that is a good example of her. That's insane. But
she's quite a psycho.
But it's not the same. It's not on the same level at all as
because that was just a couple of like leaders of the Dothraki.
Yep.
I think if she wanted to,
it's just the scale.
She would have killed the Dothraki, but she had to use them. Yeah. She also has no remorse for how she uses her soldiers. She doesn't care if they all die. By the way, all the Dothraki that died in episode 3 kind of forgot they died.
They revived.
They forgot, bro.
Yeah, they came back out of nowhere. But there was one thing on Twitter that got a lot of likes that I just flat out disagree with.
Okay.
Someone re-edited the scene where Daenerys, it's that long shot, slowly zooming in on her where she decides to go and keep going. Someone re-edited it so that it would flash bad things that like happened to her this season, right? Like Jon leaving her, Rhaegal dying. There was some other things. What was it? I think Sansa flashed.
I guess
up
Sansa
there.
Revealing that she's a
Jon rejecting her for like the 4th time.
Yeah,
and I was like, you know what though? I won't count those because even editing it that way and showing directly this is what led to it. I was like, this isn't enough to lead to killing a full city of innocents because they only started this development this season.
That's also not Game of Thrones. They wouldn't show.
Yeah, they would never.
They wouldn't show like, oh, here's a highlight reel. By the way,
I did see one edit that I did enjoy.
It was when
Bran opened his eyes and he turned out to be the Night King. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Was interesting.
I was I would have enjoyed the episode so much more. It still would have been bad, but I would have enjoyed the episode so much more if Bran revealed himself to be the Night King.
Yeah,
and then Jon's like, oh, fuck.
Bran's evil, by the way.
Bran is definitely evil. He knew everything that was going to happen and told 0 people.
Yeah. He was like, oh, Daenerys is going to burn a bunch of innocents and then I get to be king? Huh.
Why do you think I came all this way?
Yeah.
Or like,
bro, didn't you just refuse to be king in the north?
Or like, more like, why do you think I let Daenerys kill all those innocents?
Yeah.
Like, he's evil. He's absolutely evil. By the way, another thing that never mattered, Bran's warging powers. He warged into ravens during the long night and then like the ravens just never showed up again. I was like, why did he do that?
He should have just put like dragon glass in the mouths of the ravens, then just have them all attack the Night King at the same time. What's he gonna do?
What's he gonna do?
He's like, he only needs one shot. And he's done. Right?
He only does need one shot.
Since we're getting negative, I'll say one thing that I liked.
Sure.
Clegane Bowl.
Oh yeah, can we talk about Clegane Bowl?
Remember,
that made me happy.
What I liked? Qyburn's death.
Yeah, it was just so
he was
quick.
like, I order you to listen to seriously this instant, whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah.
And then the mountain just fucking threw him.
That was funny. That actually made me laugh.
That was kind of funny.
You said, because we watched the finale together.
Yeah.
We watched the finale and the penultimate episode.
Was that no, that was not the finale.
We watched the finale together.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
Clegane Bowl was not the finale.
Yeah,
but anyway, we also watched that episode together, the penultimate one. And Fazli said, "Okay, bye, Qyburn." Like,
yeah, right.
He just was gone.
Shout out to Qyburn though. He's always been loyal to Cersei because he knew like who made him Grand Maester.
Do you know what I will? The Hound ended up probably being one of my favorite characters near the end because he stayed consistent.
That's true.
He stayed consistent, and I was like, literally just for that. He's one of my favorites.
We knew he hated his brother. Of course, it had to end this way. Him dying, killing his brother. I also felt for him. I started to feel like I was like, oh, what a sweetheart. Like, wait, I was live texting you while I was watching The Long Night. Yeah,
and in the middle of the long
night... Fuck off, we can't beat him!
Yeah. In the middle of the long night, the Hound has, a literal panic attack.
Yeah.
And I texted Fazli, and I said, finally, someone in this show has a panic attack.
Yeah.
How has this never happened before? He freezes, and he, can't do anything because it's just so overwhelming. I'm like, in the Battle of the Bastards, everyone's still fighting. I'm like, how is nobody just freaking out? What? But anyway, I love the Hound. Clegane Bowl was... awesome.
Clegane Bowl was so anime. It was the most anime thing in non-anime. Yeah. It was like, oh my god, how can I defeat you? You just keep on regenerating. It was some JoJo shit. That was literally JoJo because he jumped off into the fire.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Is that a JoJo reference?
Clegane Bowl was prettier than JoJo's was. Because it was visually seeing them fall off into the fire, and that really nice music was playing while I remember the music of that specifically.
Guess. Well, I mean, they're different scenes. I'm not sure you can necessarily compare them because there's no talking in the battle.
Yep. But yes, it was. I loved Clegane Bowl, and I was very happy that Clegane Bowl was done well.
Another thing that was done well. My boy Davos lived to the end!
Okay, I've been saying, ever since Catelyn Stark died, who was my favorite character.
Rip her, bro.
I have been saying forever, Davos is my favorite guy. I love him to death.
Dadvos.
And going into season 8, I was like, Davos is gonna die. Because...
I'm so glad he lived.
Looking at the threat of the Night King, I thought so many people were going to die.
Right?
Turns out that didn't happen.
Yeah, right!
Turns out that didn't happen. But anyway, Davos lived to the end.
I hate how Bronn was Master of Coin. In season 3 or 2 or season 2, he asked Tyrion to explain how loans work. Hey, bro, you're Master of Coin.
What? Did you see the video that somebody added sitcom laughter to the council scene?
Yeah. No, I didn't. I didn't.
There's a video where they took that council scene and they added sitcom laughter, and it makes that scene so much worse. It makes the scene look like it was bad. That, not because it was bad, but
you gotta show me that later.
Made it look like it was made poorly. But yes, Davos is Master of Ships was probably the only member of that council that made sense.
You know what I don't understand? Bran, he walked in. He was rolled into the small council room.
And he was like, where's Drogon?
Yeah.
And then they were like, we don't know. And he was like, all right, see you later.
And he was also like, we seem to not have a Master of Whisperers and some other things. I was like, hey, bro, find one.
That's your job.
Yeah, right? Also, attend... Well, he doesn't have to attend the small council meetings.
True.
Because he could just see it.
I mean, yeah, he's also... Well, that's the thing is, that having that in a show, I think, is dangerous because having Bran as a character that knows everything that's going to happen and everything that has happened,
if you're gonna do
that, you need to be careful because now everyone sees Bran as evil because he didn't say anything, and also it means that the future of Westeros is never going to be a problem. Because Bran knows everything that's going to happen.
Yeah, if Bran sees, there's talk of rebellion in the Reach, I'll go send some people to fucking kill some peasants.
He knows exactly what he has to do to solve the problem.
He can literally rule over with an iron fist, which I don't think is bad for Game of Thrones. That's one of the reasons I wanted Stannis to be king.
Yeah, but he was gone a while ago. I said he was gone a while ago. Yeah, he died a while ago. I said nothing about his character.
Because I heard gone.
I always believed Stannis
I thought he was gonna be a bad
I always thought Stannis was very honorable, and if he sat on the Iron Throne, I'd be like, sure, he kind of deserved it.
My boy Stanny.
Yeah, he was a Baratheon. But anyway.
We gotta talk about the most important scene, and then because we're running out of time.
When Drogon appears behind Dany, first of all, just really quick, best shot ever. Best shot of any TV show I've ever seen. Best shot of any TV show I've ever seen.
That was fun. I saw that. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, that was dope.
Jon killing Daenerys was a horrible scene. It was so cliche. Let me tell you why. Mm-hmm. Out of shot stab? What? Is this a soap opera or is this Game of Thrones?
Here's the thing. That's fine.
No, it's not.
They can old yeller characters. That's fine.
But I don't want it to be out of camera. That's so cliche.
No, I like that. No. It should have been Jaime and Cersei, not Jon and Daenerys.
I think it would have made more sense if why did Jaime not kill Cersei?
I think it would have been much more exciting if there was a rebellion against Daenerys after she was sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably would have been much more interesting.
If they hadn't immediately had Jon kill Daenerys, they could have had like seasons of Daenerys' rule and just being so horrible.
Yeah.
That would have been great. But D&D are like, I want that Star Wars
Which is what I said to you before we went into the finale. You're like, the finale is going to be horrible. And I was like, yeah. Signs point to yes, the finale is going to be horrible. But they have an opportunity to do something okay, because I thought multiple times, I said, Dany as the Mad Queen as a result is not bad. Build-up is bad, and those episodes leading up to the finale will always be bad.
Yeah.
But leading up to the finale, I was like, it could be good, because they could take that result and do something okay with it. They didn't. Mm-hmm. It was bad.
Yeah.
But they could have.
Another thing that was a problem was, what do you call it? The King's Moot at the end when they decided who to be king.
Oh, God. Yara was like, I supported Daenerys. I will still support Daenerys.
Yeah, immediately. Also, the Iron Islands have been fighting for their independence for forever.
Yeah.
And then Sansa's just like, we're going to be our own kingdom.
Yeah, they had the opportunity.
And then she's just okay with it?
Yeah.
That sets also a really bad precedent if you want to talk about the politics of that world. We're not going to get into it, of course. But if one kingdom's just like, I don't want to be part of this anymore. And then Brian's just like, okay. Soon it's going to be the 5 kingdoms, then 4, 3, 2, 1. And then she's going to be king of the 1 kingdom.
And it's going to be king of King's Landing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It made no sense.
Winterfell as an independent kingdom, sure. But Yara in that scene was like, what? Off another rocker. Also, there was a water bottle there.
Oh, the water bottle.
The coffee
I didn't
cup.
Notice it, but yeah.
I didn't notice the coffee cup. Well, I watched it after the coffee cup conspiracy.
Yeah.
Not conspiracy. It really happened.
Also, love how Sam literally proposed democracy and they laughed in his face. That makes sense because it's Game of Thrones.
Yara laughing in his face doesn't make that sense. Doesn't make that sense.
That's true, because they have a King's Moot.
That's why I'm saying that whole scene, Yara was not even there.
Yeah.
She was like staring off at the distance and then was like, oh, what? Sure.
Wait, here's the most important development in that episode. Ready? Milk Boy got hot.
I don't understand
Milk Boy!
This. What is this?
What?
Who's Milk Boy?
Robin Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
Milk Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tits.
He just showed up and everyone was like,
Milk Boy got hot, bro. For real. Right?
I don't agree.
You don't agree? Damn.
No. I think he's still... I'm not going to say anything about it. That's pretty weird.
Oh, so you hate Brazilians, in other words.
No.
I'm kidding.
But in that scene, it was funny because he hasn't been on the show in like 4 seasons. Season 4 he was on.
Pretty sure we saw him season 5. 6.
Either way, he hasn't been on for a while, and then he just shows up 40 years older.
Yeah.
And then he was sitting there like this, and everyone was like...
No one mentioned him. He's like, yep, that's Robin Aaron. That's Milk Boy.
He just said I. His only line in that episode was I.
Yeah.
And laugh.
I
don't know if there's... I think we should probably...
This is...
the longest one we've ever done.
I think I have one more.
What would you like to say? Do you have any last words?
I'm just so sad. Oh! Here it is. They were building up Jon and Grey Worm to fight. That would have been a really cool scene.
And we were
because we know Grey Worm is an excellent fighter. He's been raised that way ever since he was
taken. Jon has insane plot armor.
And he's also an excellent fighter.
Yes, yeah.
That would have been a really cool scene to watch, especially because we know the spear to be the best weapon in medieval history.
Well, we were sitting there watching, and when Jon went up to Grey Worm, we were like, they're gonna fight, and we were both very excited for it.
Yeah, because there was like one point where there's a confrontation
where they
lined up like Lannister soldiers, And then John was like, you can't do this. And Grey Worm's like, I don't take orders from you, or whatever.
Yeah.
That was basically like a fucking cliche-ass action.
Yeah, it was pretty cliche. But we were still excited to see that
they
fight.
were like in each other's face. Like, Grey Worm literally almost fucking attacked that guy.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
But it didn't happen.
Also, why did Grey Worm decide to kill all of those innocents, but he wouldn't kill the guy who killed his queen? What?
No sense.
What?
No sense.
We could also talk about
Drogon having the brains to be able to recognize that the Iron Throne corrupted Daenerys and turned her angry, and so he burned the throne.
Yeah.
But not realizing that Jon stabbed her.
Drogon just became like a freaking English professor at that point. He's like, oh, this throne stands for everything I hate.
But also doesn't understand that Jon killed her.
Yeah, he also doesn't understand that he shouldn't kill children like he did Marine.
Oh man. I think there's one more thing that I gotta say. The chair scene where Tyrion's just pushing in chairs for 2 minutes.
I think that scene could have been good if it was.
But they cut other more important scenes for that.
What did they cut?
They just leaked. They cut a scene between Jaime and Brienne for that scene.
What? What? First of all, why you cut?
Oh wait, Jaime and Brienne. That makes no sense. No, Jaime's not alive.
Oh yeah, you're right.
No, never mind. They cut a Jaime and Brienne scene in a past episode for some stupid scene, but they cut a more important. They cut a Brienne. It wasn't Jaime and Brienne. They cut a Brienne and Tormund scene for the chairs.
Oh,
yes.
Wait, no, Tormund was never at King's Landing though.
Yeah, but I think where was Brienne at the end?
Tormund left for the...
Brienne filled in the book and then didn't appear on screen ever again. Maybe she went up north.
Wasn't she part of the small council? I don't remember.
She was.
She might have been. I don't remember.
Then why was that leaked? Okay, it doesn't matter. But the chair scene was very...
What does matter is Jon finally pet a ghost. And I think that's a good place to stop.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end. It's a little happy place. Jon pet ghost. He got the love he deserved.
Yeah.
They had to edit it in post. That's so funny to me. Those poor editors. Anyway, this was episode 6 of the Good Talk, Bad Talk podcast. A very tumultuous episode, if I do say so myself.
I say that as well.
The audio is no longer being released until I find a new home for it, but I did create an email, so that will be in the description. So
you gotta put it like at the bottom of the screen.
I will put it at the bottom of the screen.
Right here.
It's in the description too. If you want to email us about things we should talk about, or things we should review, or thoughts you have on things we've said, just shoot us an email, man.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Or wait, no, you already
suggestions
said that.
for what we could do.
Yeah.
I had a really fun time today.
This was a good podcast episode.
I can't wait to eat food. I'm
starving.
starving.
I think it's our finale.
Yeah, 6, and then we're done because we don't need 10 episodes.
Yeah, right.
We don't need 10 episodes. Episode 6? That's actually very symbolic that we're doing this on episode 6. That's very funny. That was not intentional. Go us for being the best podcasters on any platform.
We are ascended geniuses.
Yes, we are Drogon level understanding symbolism right now.
Drogon's obviously the smartest character on the show.
Absolutely. Anyway, we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank
you. Made it this far, and goodbye.
Goodbye. Love you.